Woodsy on fire. Like,
Welcome everyone. Welcome. We are. I can see the chat too. So if anybody joins in, we'll have a chat. Oh, matter of fact, let me pull it up on my other computer. So if somebody does, I can see it. Twitch. Hey, welcome everybody, Joe. While I'm getting this pulled up. Joe, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody while we're getting this pulled up here. Oh yeah, it's working. I can see it on Twitch.
You can see it on Twitch.
Yep. All right, here we go. All right, what is going on? I don't know what's going. Oh, he's got some lights on now. Okay, I got you. Well, if you hadn't figured it out by now, this is our Blockbuster Christmas special. Joe has on his onesie. I have on my better onesie. Joe has on his Christmas hat. I have on my Mickey Christmas hat that I got from Disneyland, let me add, in 2008 on my honeymoon. Not Disney World, okay? Disneyland, okay? This is where this comes from. All right, so this is my Mickey thing. Me and my wife got matching Mickey ears on our honeymoon to Disneyland. So, Joe, it's been a big week for us because Spider-Man came out. I know that's not what we're talking about today. Obviously, we're going to have to do our top 10 Spider-Man movies or top 9 Spider-Man movies very soon. But great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I know you have.
Yep. We can do a top 5.
Yeah, we can do top 5. There you go. Top 5 Spider-Man movies of all time. So that'll be good. Hey, go check this one out. If you hadn't seen it yet, go see it. Get ready for that. That'll probably be coming up first of the year then. So we are doing. Yeah. Go ahead.
I said it is relevant. They do say Merry Christmas in this movie, so.
It is, and it does happen at Christmas time. So yes, sir. We're obviously doing our Christmas themed show today, so we appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching, make sure you comment down below. I can actually see the comments today because we're live streaming this on Twitch. We'll post it on YouTube later, and let us know where you land on this. Well, we've got 3 great Christmas questions for you today. We want to hear your opinion on what your favorite is too, and it might not be what mine is or Joe's is, but vote on ours. Tell us who won, and then tell us your favorite too. Okay, so we'll do the song first, Joe. So what is the best Christmas song of all time?
So I get to go first on this one?
I'll let you go first on this one.
By the way, everybody, Joe Butler, Bo Jutler, if you haven't been tuning in before, Corey, thinks that he's just master of this and he wins every one. But, it's okay. We're going to change that narrative right now, folks.
It started out, Joe, that you were on a little streak and you were winning. And then you got a little too confident. And I had to bring you back to reality. It all really started around horror time when you thought you knew horror.
Okay, our audience didn't know horror. I will be vindicated in horror heaven one.
Go ahead, tell us your favorite Christmas song.
All right, Christmas song. Okay. It's Christmas time, everybody, and I mean, could pick a hymnal, love singing Christmas carols or hymnals this time of year. But let me tell you the best Christmas song of all time that literally has just come near and dear to my heart in probably the last 5 years, but it is wonderful, and that is Let It Be Christmas by Alan Jackson. Okay, this man.
Everywhere. All right, go ahead.
All right. That's right. First of all, Alan Jackson, if you haven't heard any of his Christmas albums, you need to do it. Okay? Go search it. Go buy it at the store. They're still available. The man has a wonderful, deep Southern voice. And let me tell you, this song, Let It Be Christmas, just the lyrics and everything that else go with it. His whole point is let it be Christmas all across the world. It's about spreading good cheer, just most of the Christmas themes. And it just literally is something that I can put on at 7 a.m. when I wake up around December, or 8 a.m. or lunchtime, dinner time, or 3 in the morning. Listen to it on the way home tonight. But Alan Jackson's Let It Be Christmas is number 1. And the only way to really settle this, y'all, is to listen to both of our songs back to back and see which one you like better. So before you vote on this, go listen to both of our songs and then tell us which one's better.
This man trying to sell his song. He already knows he's lost this before we even start. Okay. Right. Anyway, so listen, guys. My favorite Christmas song. All right, now listen. I could have went on, and if we just said what is the best Christmas album of all time, I would have said Alabama Christmas. Okay, because that is the greatest Christmas album of all time. It has some of my favorites like Santa Claus, I Still Believe You, Christmas in Dixie. Okay. I would have said that. I could have picked a song that I performed at, or I didn't perform it. It was performed at my wedding because I was married December 12th. We just had an anniversary. We had a Christmas wedding, and we sang Lone Stars this Christmas time. Okay, I could have done that. But the song that really just puts me in the Christmas spirit, that reminds me of what Christmas is all about, is Ray Charles' Spirit of Christmas. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this song, some people may not know it, but if you probably have seen the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, well, when Chevy Chase is in the attic, he gets stuck in the attic and he starts watching his home videos. That's the song that's playing. It's thinking about a children's choir. Oh, that Spirit of Christmas. And it's just a great song. It's got some great horns in it. It's got great instrumentals. Joe, as a violinist that you are, you need to go listen to this song again because it has some great string work in it.
I do know the song, Corey. It is a very good choice.
Okay.
It's better.
Let It Be Christmas. It's okay. Alan Jackson, it's an okay song, but it's not one. If I hadn't heard that song all year, and I hadn't missed it, okay? But I have to hear the Spirit of Christmas. The Spirit of Christmas. Great choice. Great choice, Corey.
There you have it. Let It Be Christmas by Alan Jackson.
Our songs. I tell you what, Joe, when you post this question, you link the videos to each one of these on there, too.
Okay, I'll do that. That's not a problem.
They can go listen to it. I have no excuses of why they didn't do it, all right? So, that was question number. Go ahead.
The next question. Do the third one.
Okay, go ahead.
Folks, go listen to Let It Be Christmas by Alan Jackson or The Spirit of Christmas by Ray Charles and let us know which one is better, okay? Question number 1. Question number 2. This has to do with interior design. But that being said, our next question is, do you prefer a fake tree or a real tree when you're decorating for Christmas? And we're speaking about Christmas trees. So that being said, Corey, what is your choice on whether or not to have a real tree or a fake tree during Christmas time?
Well, Joe, this really all comes down to one question. There's a question inside of this question. And that question is, when do you decorate for Christmas? And see, me, I like to decorate early. I like to decorate November 1st. Now, some people get confused. They're like, well, when is Thanksgiving? Well, it starts on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It goes through Thursday and Friday. And then Christmas season is all around that. So I like to decorate early. I like to decorate November 1st. Some people say, well, why do you decorate early? You decorate 2 months for Christmas. Well, I decorate a month for Halloween. And you know what? If the Lord and Savior is not twice as good as the devil, then I don't know who is. So I give 1 month to the devil for Halloween, and I give 2 months to Jesus Christ for Christmas. And if you're going to decorate for Christmas, okay, and you're going to do it early, then you have to have a fake tree. Now listen.
So you're saying that you celebrate the devil for a month because Halloween is not the devil, but that's what you're saying. You celebrate the devil for a month.
That was called sarcasm, Joe. That's called being facetious, okay? Anyway, I know that's over your head, but anyway. So anyway, listen. A fake tree, and let me tell you why else a fake tree. Not only can you put it up early, you don't have to worry about watering it or taking care of it. Okay, first up, you're not killing a tree, a poor innocent tree. You're not going to the mountains and chopping down somebody's tree. I mean, that's sad, okay, in itself. All you PETA people out there, you vote for me, okay? All right, number 2 is, one of the benefits of a fake or a real tree is that it has a smell. Well, now with all these scents and these candles and stuff, you can get that same smell and it'll last longer and even smell better. Another problem with a real tree is real trees have very flimsy limbs. And so if you get some nice ornaments on some of them, they are not as sturdy as these fake trees. These fake trees have nice sturdy limbs that are great for hanging big ornaments on. And I have a lot of big ornaments. One thing that me and my wife do is every time we go somewhere, we get an ornament from that place. And so our tree is full of ornaments. And those are precious memories. And I don't want to take the chance of them getting falling on a real tree when a fake tree will hold them up perfectly. And then the last thing, and I'll close and I'll let you tell me why a real tree is better, Joe, is that the investment, okay? For a nice live tree, you're going to spend close to $100, maybe over $100 for a nice 7-8 foot tree like I have, okay? I have a fake tree, 7-8 foot tree. Okay, it's fake, and you're going to spend well over $100. Now I had to pay about $100 for my tree. I may have paid $200 for my tree, but I've had that thing since me and Leanne were married 13 years ago. So I'm not having to waste money on a tree that I'm going to eventually have to throw out. And then, I know people from Robeson County like Joe, they just take their tree and throw them on the side of the road. So not only do they kill a tree, they pollute the roadways that we live in. So people, get a fake tree, save the environment, decorate earlier, be happier. Why can't every day be Christmas? That was almost another choice that I picked for song. So Joe, now let's hear why you're wrong.
I'd almost get up from that, but it's great because I didn't say anything, and I want the same respect here because I love these points that I get to talk about.
You want to have something bogus here? Let's hear what he's got.
So obviously, folks, I chose a real tree, and let me tell you why. Okay, there's several reasons, but Corey actually opened the door for me to challenge quite a few with that one. So, a real tree, first of all, it's what I grew up with. We went and got a real tree from wherever we could, and it wasn't $100 or anything like that. I'm sorry, we're not Elon Musk over here buying these,
Where are you buying a tree today? Where are you buying a tree today for less than $100?
I'll get there.
I'm just asking. Maybe when you were a kid, Joe, in 1933, but I'm talking about today.
So, anyways, the reason that real tree was I grew up with it, and I enjoyed hanging the ornaments on. It was always a big family thing to go pick out a tree. Funny enough, Corey, you brought up this last question about this movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and one of the best parts of that movie is where they go pick out a tree, and throughout the whole movie, the tree is a reoccurring thing, a real tree, that is. It is a family tradition to go pick it out in that movie. So, obviously, if you like that movie, you are a real tree supporter. That being said, also,
mossy oak myself.
Huh?
I prefer mossy oak myself instead of real tree.
I'm also, if we're talking about camo brands, I'm also a mossy oak person, but that's camo brands, not Christmas trees. Being said, Corey also brought up an interesting point. When do you decorate for Christmas? All right, so Corey gave his reasons, and some of them are very valid. First of all, Corey, as a pastor, when does the Advent season begin?
Advent starts right after Thanksgiving.
Oh, it does. And the Advent season celebrates what?
Well, it celebrates the upcoming. You're getting ready for Christmas. The Christ.
So the Advent season, a.k.a. the Christmas season, starts right after Thanksgiving. All right, just clarify.
That's when the Advent season starts. Now, if you want to go by that logic, Joe, when does Christmas season start? Do you know the answer to that?
First
when
of all,
when is the official start of the season?
I needed your clarification there. So one of the big things is it starts right after Thanksgiving. I believe that after Thanksgiving, you put on Christmas music, and then afterwards, you go and you pick out the Christmas tree within the next week. And let me tell you why, folks. Because here in America, local governments, big corporations have brainwashed you into buying Christmases in as early as start of October. Okay? If we wanted to celebrate it all year, that would be wonderful, but we don't. Okay? It is
I celebrate all
year. That's fine. I would too, if that was an option. But we are celebrating Christmas. Okay? And the whole thing with Christmas is that it is this season right after Thanksgiving. That's why we still have a federal holiday for Thanksgiving.
You said it was Advent.
Huh?
You just said it was Advent.
Advent does time with Christmas. You just said that.
Thanksgiving ties in with Christmas too. You're thankful that God came or not, Joe? Are you thankful that Jesus came or not?
I don't see. Yes, I'm thankful Jesus.
Yeah, continue. Continue.
As you said, the reason that we celebrate after Thanksgiving is we get to enjoy this time. Okay, it's not based on when companies tell us we need to buy Christmas goods because they start decking the halls with it and everything else. No, as soon as you get done with Thanksgiving dinner, on your way home or on the radio at your house, you turn on Christmas music, you listen to it, you go pick out a tree within the next month. And when you pick out that tree, it's a special time for either you, your family, your friends, whoever you're living with. It's a special thing to pick out a real tree. And once you pick out that real tree, you get it home, you set it up, you put it on ornaments, just like the fake tree. Now, I do realize that some people don't always have the means to buy a tree, and that's fine. I'm not saying fake trees are horrible. I'm just saying that if I have a preference and I have the ability, a real tree is better. Because let me tell you, Corey, where I bought my real tree from this year, the donations went to the Boys and Girls Home. Okay? So I go where, thank you. And I bought my tree for $40, Corey, for $40.
And how tall is this tree?
My tree is exactly 6.5 feet tall because my ceiling is not that tall. I don't live in some mansion.
I don't live in a mansion either, okay? I don't live in a mansion either, but my tree is 7 foot tall or something like that.
That being said, so
Venus
I
said
go to where,
tree.
what?
Venus said in the comments it was a pretty tree, and that 6.5 is a good size. That's what she said in the comments.
To finish this argument up, Corey also said that we're going out and we're killing live trees and everything else. Last time I checked, Corey has a home, y'all, so he had to clear the land and kill some trees. Okay, so
actually, I live on a rock. I live on a rock. I have a rock foundation. There was no trees that could grow here because the soil was too shallow.
All right,
and
cool.
I have a brick home. It's made of brick, which is clay, which is pretty much dirt.
Anyways, now that I've been interrupted,
my deck's composite.
Without being interrupted, I've been interrupted at every turn here. Let me tell y'all, folks, it is a real tree. A real tree is a great family tradition. If you are able to go out, pick one, go pick a place that donates to a worthy cause, like the Boys and Girls Home, that supports people that aren't as fortunate in Christmas. Okay, and I do that every single year. And it's always a great tradition, and I always enjoy it. I've always picked it out with my friends, roommates that I've lived with, my family, and then you go home and you hang ornaments and you get to celebrate together, and it's about that fellowship. So while a fake tree is not a bad thing, if I had a preference, real tree is where it's at.
Well, Joe, that was a great argument, and, I understand what you're saying about having a real tree. The one thing I did forget, though, about a real tree that really sucks, too, is after Christmas, the cleanup. I talked about how y'all throw them out on the road. But you got needles everywhere. You have to vacuum. You don't have all that with a fake tree.
I forgot to address this, Corey. If you are a Southerner or, even a Northerner, okay, the best thing about after Christmas is everybody that has real trees, you get together and you have the best bonfire ever because they are the best bonfire material.
Again, these real treeists out there polluting the ozone by mass burning, okay? This is why we have global warming today, Joe. Thank you a lot. You cut down the trees, you burn up the ozone. Thank you. PETA, please come.
I'm so glad that I'm arguing against just this massive liberal person that is so supportive of PETA. Didn't you go hunting this morning? Didn't you go duck hunting this morning? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Shot twice, killed two. That's humane. Society. We're going to eat those at my family. That's taken from the culture and using it. I'm not going to take something and then decorate it and throw it out on the road and then burn it. Okay. Anyway, that's that argument. Let us know. You like real? You like fake? You decorate early? You decorate late? It's going to have a lot to do with it. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. So, Joe, we're to our last question, the big question, because we are. We like to talk about pop culture. We've talked about songs and different things. But we started this because we like to talk about movies. All right? And so the only obvious question that we have to answer is, what is the best Christmas movie of all time?
I'm guessing you want to go second.
I can go first if you want me to go first. I don't care, because I'm going to win this one regardless.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I do believe, because I know Corey's answer, that he will win, which is also, we're going to talk about it, a top-tier favorite Christmas movie of mine. But let me tell you what my favorite Christmas movie is. And I'm going to hear a lot of you sigh and say, whatever, but that's fine. It's going to be It's a Wonderful Life. Okay? And the reason I chose It's a Wonderful Life, made in 1946, still a black and white movie. This movie came out just after World War II, when all of our brave men and women are coming home from jobs, anything to do with the war. They're coming home. This movie comes out. You've got George Bailey. Okay. George Bailey is just this hardworking man that's trying to get out of this small town, and he's smart. He's ambitious. He wants to get out of this town. And at every single turn, every time it looks like he's about to get out, he chooses to help somebody else at the cost of him, at the cost of his personal self and the cost of him leaving this town. He didn't go to college. He didn't go off to the war. He didn't do anything because he ended up staying home and being this son of Bedford Falls, and he just stayed in the town. And throughout the movie, he helps all of these people. He does end up meeting the love of his life, his high school sweetheart, Mary, and just a great romance in this movie, too. Mary, I'll lasso you the moon. You want the moon, Mary? Well, I think I'll get it for you. And then she paints a picture of him lassoing the moon. And it's a great romantic story. Anyways, halfway through the movie, he thinks his life's a waste. It's around Christmas time. This man thinks his life's a waste. And he finally decides to commit suicide. He says he's going to throw himself off the bridge because of all of his troubles, and he thinks the world will be a better place without him. So the Lord sends down an angel, Clarence, to show him how many people he's touched in his life. And when Clarence comes down, he takes George Bailey out of the world. He said, I'm going to make it like you're never born. And when he does that, George gets to see all of the good that he's done and all of the people that he's impacted in his life. And he gets to see a world without that. And it's terrible. It's terrible. All the countless lives that he inadvertently has saved by making these choices. And throughout this movie, it's just got one good life lesson after another that since 1946, it's still 75 years later. It is the 75-year anniversary of this movie this year, which I'm very excited about. These messages are still, they hold true. These values hold true. And people have forgotten a lot of them. And it is my personal tradition to always watch this movie on Christmas Eve. And it never makes me feel more in the Christmas spirit than watching this movie and the conflict, and then finally the resolution and almost resurrection of George Bailey at the end, and finally them playing Joy to the World at the end. It's a great movie. And that is my
solid pick, Joe. And you notice I let you talk the whole time, okay? Talk the whole time, very quietly, held back. Okay, solid pick. If I was doing a top 10 list, this might make it. I don't know if it's going to be a top 5. I mean, if I'm talking my favorite Christmas movie, I'm talking about at Christmas, I've got to watch this movie or Christmas is not complete. And I understand that for you, you've got to do that on Christmas Eve. It's your tradition. Okay? There's a few movies that I like to watch every Christmas. I love Elf, okay? That's not my pick, though. I love Home Alone, both 1 and 2. All right,
let's get your pick. Let's go.
I'm building up anticipation, Joe. This is what we call a sale, but the best movie of all time.
See 5 movies beforehand?
Do what? I'm just saying that. I'm saying, they're thinking, those are good movies. Those are good movies. What could he possibly pick that's better than those movies?
Really good taste.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. The answer is
Corey's choice.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Okay, you talk about a Christmas classic. You talk about some of the most quotable lines in movie history. Now there's an R.V. Clark. Okay, you got. Are you serious, Clark? That's my favorite part of the whole movie. Well, I got so many favorite parts. I got like the whole movie's my favorite part. I could probably quote the whole movie to you. I love it when he's asking the aunt to say the blessing, and he's like, Grace, she died years ago. No, the blessing. And she starts doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and then Cousin Eddie stands up. I mean, we're talking about comedic gold here, okay? And listen, Joe mentioned it earlier that they go get a live tree. And I didn't bring this up. I should have. That just goes to show what kind of schmuck gets a live tree. If he'd had a fake one, he wouldn't have had that squirrel. His uncle wouldn't have caught on fire, all right? If he'd have had a fake tree, everything would have been fine, and he wouldn't have got arrested and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but great movie. It's about family at its core. This guy, kind of like Joe, he wants to drive home the traditions, and really what he wants is just for his family to be together. Okay, he wants that to be. He wants it to be special. I mean, think about that opening scene when they're riding in that station wagon. And he starts fighting and he gets caught up underneath the log truck, or when they go out and they're cutting down the tree and they forget the axe. You know, and he said, "Or did you bring a chainsaw?" And so they're riding by and they got the roots still on the tree because they pulled it up with the car. Or when the daughter's standing out there and her eyes are frozen open. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's crying. No, she just can't blink because she's so cold. That's in the first 15 minutes of the movie. It's a great movie. And when he's the part a while ago, I said, "Are you serious, Clark?" That's when he says they're sitting at the table and he says, "Oh, the airspace said that the Santa was flying over," because he says, "Are you serious, Clark?" I mean, it is good. Oh, and Cousin Eddie's outfit. Joe, tell me that you haven't never dressed up as Cousin Eddie. No, please. Okay, Cousin Eddie has on that white sweater with the little Dickie turtleneck, you know, the little fake one, and you can see that it's obviously fake. I dressed up that a few years ago for a Christmas party. It was tremendous, but absolutely gotta watch it. I've already watched it this year probably 10 times. It's something that you can throw on and just let it be played in the background while you're cooking, while you're eating. You can just sit around and actually watch it as a family and go, think about Wonderful Life. It is a good movie, okay? It's a good movie. But when you watch that movie, you have to really invest in it. You have to sit down, and maybe you should, but it's kind of slow. You pick up Cousin Eddie and you pick up Clark anywhere in the movie, and you can start watching and think, oh my God, this is gold. This is something that I gotta watch. And without this movie, it just ain't Christmas. That's the right answer. And I'm serious, Clark.
Just don't know, Margot. But...
See what I'm talking about?
This is a solid pick. This is my father's favorite Christmas movie, hands down. I've watched it just as much as I've watched It's a Wonderful Life. For me, It's a Wonderful Life is it. But I will say that this
answer honestly, and I'll let you finish this thought. Have you really watched this movie more than you've watched It's a Wonderful Life?
No, I've watched It's a Wonderful Life more.
Okay. All right. If you say so, I believe you.
Watched it more. I'll be honest, Corey, it is probably really close, but if I had to go back, I'm pretty confident I've watched It's a Wonderful Life more. But yes, this movie is timeless. I have already watched it this year, and I haven't watched It's a Wonderful Life yet because it's the Christmas Eve tradition. But that being said, this movie is number 2 for me. But when I'm thinking about the spirit of Christmas and I'm a sucker for old traditions and just being really
just
into
like
the Christmas.
Clark. Just like Clark.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I have this little shack in the lake, and I have colored lights, which a lot of people tell me means that I'm trash for some reason, or just redneck.
They have no taste, Joe. Okay, we can agree on that. It's colored lights, okay?
That's exactly right. But no, I do fashion myself to be a Clark Griswold. So I've already accepted defeat in this. I know we're going to post it on social media, and I know everybody's going to be like, get out of here with It's a Wonderful Life, because most of the fans of It's a Wonderful Life have passed on. But that being said, this is definitely my number 2. And it was really close, but I have to stand by what I believe in and what I love. But great pick, Corey. I could talk about this movie, too, all day long. And yes, I do fashion myself a Clark Griswold, and maybe with a nice mix, like a 60-40 Cousin Eddie. But
I'll definitely send a Cousin Eddie. Great. Both of them are good movies. Mine's just better. Okay, I'm sorry. It just is. Sorry, Joe. Okay, I mean it is. You watch it and listen. A few years from now, Joe, when me and you are old and gray, there'll probably be some little young punk like us on here talking about how Elf's the greatest movie of all time, okay, or something like that. But today, National Lampoons, you can't beat it.
I'll still have a cane that I can beat that youngin with, so that's fine. But whatever.
Hey, but what's most important is that you do spend some time with your friends and family this holiday season. Watch a movie, whether it's A Wonderful Life or whatever, Christmas Vacation, or maybe it's something that we didn't name. Maybe it's Miracle on 34th Street or something else. Watch something. What's that? Yeah, oh yeah, Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
It's a great.
The classic cartoons, those stop motion cartoons, Rudolph, Frosty.
1960 Rudolph. Yes, Yukon Cornelius. Gold! Bubbles bounce!
The Grinch. There's so much you can do, but spend some time with some family and have a Merry Christmas.
Folks, we do appreciate tuning in. We do appreciate y'all tuning in. I've had a lot of fun with this one, but most importantly, over these next few days, Merry Christmas to you. I hope that you and your family just have a wonderful time. And to those that are less fortunate, think about them. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And Merry Christmas, y'all.
If y'all want to do anything special for us for Christmas, you can make checks payable to me. Otherwise, just like and subscribe. That could be the greatest Christmas present you give us. All right. We'll see y'all.
I'll just go Rob Corey like Cousin Eddie. Let's go.